This series definitely isn't over, and with the magic this Rangers team has had these playoffs, the last thing I'm going to do is fully count them out. But to win that Game 6 in a raucous, lively MSG, especially right after winning Game 4 in overtime off the stick of your highest goal scorer in the regular season, giving him even more confidence in what's been a ridiculous year for Sam Reinhart. Plus, Bobrovsky played really well. Like, things are coming up pretty aces for the Florida Panthers right now. And again, by no means are the Rangers dead. Like, they win one game, they're going back to Madison Square Garden Game 7 at home. That changes everything, and it could easily be them going to the Stanley Cup final, but man, do the Panthers look terrifying right now. Tkachuk may not be scoring overtime goals in bulk like he did last year, but he's still been a great performer these playoffs. He's their leading scorer, and the other side of that two-headed monster from last year's playoff run, Sergei Bobrovsky, isn't playing out of his mind like he was last year, but he's playing well enough to give this team a chance to win. And with how good they are, that's pretty much all they need. We mentioned Reinhart, he's carrying his 57-goal form from the regular season into the playoffs. That obviously helps in winning playoff games. And this one is big to me. Barkov was good last year. He's been even better for this team in this year's playoffs. And look, it's not just the points. Like, this guy does so much more than that for this team. But the points definitely do help quantify this. Last year in 21 playoff games, he had 16 points. This year in just 16 games, he's got 17 points. That alone to me makes this team scarier just because of how good and how important Barkov is. And it's wild because last year they got through Toronto in 5 games and they swept Carolina. This year it took them 6 to beat Boston, and they're going to at least 6 with the Rangers. But even with that comparable from this year to last year, I still think this year's team is more complete and better suited to win a cup than the one last year that went to the cup final. And in my opinion, two of the biggest reasons why we're both on the team last year and connected on the first goal for Florida last night. Sam Bennett has the puck before the blue line here, and before he even enters the zone, Gustav Forsling here knows that he's jumping up, he's activating. When Bennett pulls the puck back here, Lafreniere's expecting this puck to go to Tkachuk on the wing, so he puts his stick out to cover that lane, but because this was such a smart activation by Forsling, he made himself an option at center right, so Bennett knows he's jumping up. He's able to sneak behind Lafreniere, and Bennett makes a good play to get it to him. All of a sudden, we've got a playoff breakaway for the defenseman with 39 points this season. Now from here, what do you think he's going to do? A, miss the net on a backhand, B, backhand it in Shesterkin's breadbasket, or C, pull off the Merrick Malik, complete with the Statue of Liberty celebration, of course, because wouldn't that have been something in New York at MSG? Well, the answer was D, backhand roof job like he's Sidney Crosby. Is this guy crazy underrated, or is it just me? Like, I knew he was good. I mean, Florida just signed him to an 8-year contract extension worth almost $6 million per year, but especially in these playoffs, he's blown me away with how good he's been. He's definitely been one of their most important players on this run, and I think probably their best defenseman, or at the very least neck and neck with Brandon Montour. Oh, I'm rewatching it now. It actually goes low glove on Shesterkin and gets propelled up into the top corner. So not as impressive as I initially thought, but still, what a player. And now for the elephant in the room, a guy that I've seen hated by Bruins fans, Leaf fans, Oiler fans. Am I forgetting anyone? Sam Bennett has been such a force in these playoffs, man, and even just saying that is apparently controversial. And look, especially with the new angle that came out like a day later of the Marchand sucker, I don't like it. I thought it was a dirty play. And I wasn't a fan of the play on Nyes last year either. But the fact is, he's been such a difference maker in these playoffs for the Panthers, whether you like how he plays the game or not. Even going back to his time with the Flames, like, he was always a playoff performer. He's built for playoff hockey. And the Panthers are reaping the rewards of that. Plus, I know Paul Maurice has never won a cup, but I think he's a really good coach, and that's factoring in here too. A lot can happen in that Game 6, but this is a scary team right now. Give me your thoughts on the Panthers, especially going into this next game. It's been really Oilers heavy the past few videos, and I'll try to balance it out a bit more. I will keep talking about the Oilers, but I also want to mix in some more Florida, Rangers, even Dallas focused videos as well. Let me know. I'll see you in the next one. You're awesome.